Master Mage, Season 1, Episode 19. Fang got knocked out by just one hit. Master Jackie had to shout out Fang's name aloud anxiously. Master Jackie was unable to just stay still at the moment. Master Jackie tried to use all of his strength. He made a fist, tended to throw towards the exorcist. Still, the exorcist had dodged out, even he was backing up and didn't eye on our master. But he looked down at the master and didn't acknowledge that our great master was also very good at kung fu. After missing one hit, Master Jackie used his elbow to knock to the exorcist's face quickly, which made him back off a few steps. The hit to the face had broken the man's mask into a large piece. The exorcist was unlikely to believe what had happened to him. He was not accepting the fact that he was just getting a knock in the face. Eventually, he got in a panic and then turned to be exasperated. His hands made a cloud of black smoke. He yelled out that he wanted to end Master Jackie's life right that day with a harsh voice. While the exorcist was staring angrily at Master Jackie and tended to attack, Fang had ambushed from behind. Without a guard up, the exorcist got surprised by Fang's kick. His body fell forwards and hit the wall strongly, made the wall broke into pieces. That was really a strong hit from Fang. After kicking that exorcist, Fang quickly turned to Master Jackie and asked how was the great master doing. Master Jackie had been in a little weakness. The poison had deeply attacked his body. He was unable to hold up any longer. After following Master Jackie, he had never eyewitnessed his master being in that pain to Fang. Master Jackie reminded Fang to be careful in front of the exorcist. Fang had to take some more actions, or else he could not know what could happen after the exorcist was recovered. Fang let the master stand by himself, then ran back to the exorcist, who was still in a daze after the strong hit to the wall. He angrily showed up all of his abilities to end that evil life. Fang used his legs to keep the exorcist's neck and tightened up. Fang tried to warn the exorcist to take good care of himself and not harm people later. Fang thought that he was going to hear the bone-cracking sound from the exorcist. Still, out of the blue, he felt pain. His legs were about to land on the exorcist's body, but the exorcist was nowhere to be found. Eventually, Fang's legs landed on the ground strongly. Fang quickly realized that the exorcist was right behind him. He was confused about how the exorcist could move that quickly. He turned around to face the exorcist and saw a cloud of black smoke flying out from the exorcist's body. Didn't wait for Fang to take any further reactions. The exorcist grabbed Fang's neck tightly. Fang could hear the sound of his cracking bone in return. Fang was not a lightweight man, but the exorcist had held him up as a little chicken and lifted him up into the air. The exorcist had determined to choke Fang to death. Fang was unable to move an inch, oddly. He had no idea what spells the exorcist had done on him and made him immobilize. Fang felt the tightness and pain in his chest. Fang was unable to keep his eyes open any longer. His eyes rolled around. Fang was unable to just let everything over like that. Many questions were popping out. Who would take care of his master and the little Sam later on? What about Yan? He just took a closer step to the pretty girl. What was he supposed to do? He could not just die. Suddenly, he realized something. He could not move his whole body parts but his mouth. He spitted out his blood into the exorcist's face right then. That was just Fang's instinct, but it worked perfectly. His blood was burning the exorcist's face. The exorcist felt the pain in the face and took off his hands from Fang's neck shortly. Fang took the chance. He kicked the exorcist's body and flew aside. Fang fell to the ground, next to his master. After pulling himself back, he gazed up to his master's face and saw that his master was all sweat. The master was holding up his body by his one hand. He must have been exhausted. Fang asked Master Jackie what he should do at the moment hopelessly. The great master replied that Fang should look at the exorcist to the face. That was the only way to end that exorcist's life. Heading back to the exorcist, his face had been screwed off, some of the maggots moving around, but shortly, the burnt flesh had recovered as if there was nothing had happened. Fang quickly understood the scene. That exorcist was also a zombie, but not sure why he could have human consciousness. Fang was drowning in his thoughts until Master Jackie shouted out to him to show his hands. Fang got shaken. He asked out loud why the master needed his hands. He knew that there must have been something painful come to him. Master Jackie picked up the wooden sword on the ground and asked Fang to hold the sword's edge tightly by the palm. Master Jackie took out the sharp sword from Fang's palm. Fang was very painful. That was the most painful cut to him. Master Jackie had cut a large cut in his palm, resulted in Fang shed out blood. When the sword had been covered by Fang's blood, Master Jackie handed the sword back to him and told him to use the sword to fight the exorcist. Fang painfully received the sword from his master. Then he saw a bright red light and happily realized his master had put some magic into it already. That helped him to forget the pain caused by his wounds. While Fang was watching his sword excitedly, the exorcist's body got covered by dark smoke. He was way too filling up with anger. With the magic sword in his hands, Fang plunged towards the exorcist confidently without hesitation. Both Fang and the exorcist tried their best to end their opponent's life in the battle. Inside the exorcist's hands, there was more and more black smoke. Fang's sword was getting lighter and lighter. Fang had successfully cut off one of the exorcist's hands. Flesh and blood had been poured out horribly along with the larva. From the cut, there was a bunch of black blood pouring out. He showed the pain in the face and could not believe he had been in that bad situation. Besides, Fang was still putting his guard up and preparing for what the exorcist might attack him. Didn't wait for the zombie exorcist to take a rest. He put up his sword once again and showered the exorcist with cuts. Just in a blink of an eye, Fang had cut out the exorcist into pieces already. Even though his blood was special, which helped the exorcist recover from any wound, it could not get back as normal in a short amount of time. The more Fang attacked, the more excited he was. He had given the exorcist the last cut, which separated his body into two pieces. His body fell and scattered on the ground. From his wounds, there were a bunch of bloody maggots coming out messily on the ground. Thanks to Fang's pure blood, he was again able to win over the zombie. He held his sword on the shoulder and licked his wound in the palm. He shouted out loud that his blood was like treasure and needed to reserve as much as possible. It was such a waste if he just let it bleed like that. Later on, Fang ran towards his master and reported that he had finished the exorcist already. In the contract to Fang's happiness, Master Jackie replied that it was not over yet. Fang thought that the exorcist's body had been torn up already if his master meant that the exorcist was able to gather his body parts back. Fang turned around to check. Indeed, the tearing body parts were merging. Fang was unable to believe it. His blood was just affecting in cutting the body into pieces but not killed them completely. Those bloody maggots were trying to form back the exorcist. The deadly exorcist one again arose up. This time, he turned to be a monster with multiple heads and hands. His mask had been felt off and revealed his true face. Fang was surprised a few seconds. He realized that he was the street artist Yan Sam, and he had enjoyed the performance after stepping out of the European restaurant earlier. No wonder why Sam had such an annoying face.